Good afternoon. Welcome to another webinar, this time on the 5 power skills for advanced project management. I'm super excited that you're joining me. I'm super excited that you're interested in developing and identifying power skills in order to advance your project success. My name is Ines Kaps, and I'm the founder of Passion for Projects Academy. I have 23 years of project and program management experience with a lot of ups and downs, and I'm super excited to share with other international experts to share this experience. What is Passion for Projects Academy? It's a coaching membership, and I'm going to talk about it a little later. But the reason why I'm creating this is I love projects, and I think it's really an innovative, creative, absolute exciting activity and job. And I have experienced myself, and I see it with other colleagues, that sometimes women face different challenges in large projects, in difficult projects, than men. And I'm on a mission to change that. But let's go into the depth and let's go into the content. So you're going to explore, or we are going to explore, what are the 5 key and power project skills. Why is it necessary, or why should you develop these skills, and how can you develop those skills? And at the end, I will share a little more about my Passion for Projects Academy. So these are 3 real life examples that I faced in the last 23 years. And maybe you can relate. Maybe you can relate with being in a project, either as a project leader, project manager, or just a participant in a project where you see that decisions get delayed. And every delayed decision, in particular every big delayed decision, causes frustration, it causes costs, and may have quite significant impacts. And one of the situations I faced was the approval decision for a design of a new document management solution. So the document management solution was very innovative, innovative and different to the current way of working, and it included the interlink, the integration of 2 systems, and one of those systems was SAP, the other one was the document management system. And the sponsor was not a fan of SAP. So in order to get the project going, it had to be approved, the design had to be approved. And the project team and me, and I was leading one part of the project, we really developed the business case why this design was the best fit for the firm, the best fit for the business. And the business also really supported this design. But it took quite a long time until we got the approval. And this delay caused a lot of frustration within the project team, a lot of additional costs, because the more you delay a project, the higher the costs. And then obviously, if you're working with external consultants, as an example, they cannot wait for you. So if you have, for instance, 2 or 3 experts that you really like at an external supplier, and you really depend or want to work with these experts, and you're delaying the decision or the signature for the contract and for the ordering of these experts, they cannot wait, because they have they also have costs to bills to pay, and they are then losing money if they're waiting for you. So this has quite some significant consequence if decisions are not made. The second very important topic in any project is when you don't get the business benefits realized. So basically, also an relatively clear example, if you're integrating and implementing a new technology, a new process, or a new system, and the users, the business, are not using the new process, are not acting according to the new process, using the technology, and they have resistance to this situation, to this process, to the system, you have basically implemented a new project, process, or system for nothing, because you have wasted a lot of time, you have wasted a lot of energy and a lot of money. And this resistance may be due to a lack of change management, or they don't see the business case for doing so. So it is a huge risk for a business to run a project and not ensure and support the business case and business benefit realization. So it is a financial risk to the company who is running or implementing the project in not ensuring the business benefit realization. And the third situation, what you may have also experienced, is when you have conflicts within the project. So people do not agree, they work in different directions, there may be politics that you cannot grasp. So this also leads to delays, change in direction, additional costs. And all these situations happen. And yeah, I've seen these situations happen almost in every project that I was running, that I was leading, or that I was engaged with. So I always had politics, I always had conflicts, I always had to, at some point in time, manage resistance to change and get decisions. So, and this is part and the key activity, the key responsibility of a project manager, of a project leader. And depending how, let's say, experienced you are, you more or less struggle with these elements. And yes, I'm pretty experienced, and depending on the conflict and the situation, I too still struggle. But by now I really have the confidence and the courage to manage these situations, and I really enjoy it and like it. So what are the 5 power skills? And I'm referring here to a publication from the Project Management Institute. They publish the Pulse of Profession every year. So, and this is from the document 2023, which was published beginning of this year. And they are talking about power skills that are crucial for leading a project. And what you see here, it's not about either a methodology, whether it's agile, whether you're using stand-ups and sprints and stories, or work breakdown structures and a waterfall approach. So it's not about the structure, how you run a project. It's not about the structure in terms of how you structure the project. Obviously, a structure structures the project. So whether you have a project plan and activities, and it's not about the technique. And when you think about also currently the rise of AI and automation, and what what you can actually all automate also in project management, from meeting minutes to task lists to um, uh, risk registers. There is a lot of things that you can automate and that you can delegate, and so on and so forth. But there are also other situations like conflicts, like politics, like decisions, like prioritizations, that are not yet manageable by artificial intelligence. And one of the key, or one of the power skills PMI refers to, is collaboration. So, and collaboration is not only your ability as a project leader to collaborate with other people, that is one element, but it is also the skill to encourage collaboration between your team and the different stakeholders, whether it's externals, whether it's internals, whether it's also in as an example, the German setup with the workers' councils. So it is really the skill to collaborate and to being able to create collaboration. And in order to do so, you really need to understand your stakeholders. And I've done a webinar 2 days ago on detangling project politics. And there is a very in-depth session on stakeholder analysis, stakeholder profiling, and stakeholder management. And I'm here today, I'm particularly referring to stakeholder profiling. And this is the deep understanding of who your stakeholders are, what is their pain, what is their interest, what is their network, their power, their influence. So really grasping the key and most important stakeholders that you're working with, how do you need to collaborate with them, and how willing are they to collaborate with you, and then to really understand and find solutions that the stakeholders that don't want to collaborate with you see the benefit in collaborating with you. So it is really bringing them in and communicating a business case for them that it is their benefit when they are working with you. And this leads me also to the second skill, and that is problem solving. So when you look at your different stakeholders, the business case that you're here to implement and the business benefits that you're responsible to realize, is there will be a lot of problems along the way. And you're doing a project because you want to solve something, you want to improve something. That's the pure nature of project management, is solving a topic, solving a problem. That's also the nature of any entrepreneur, solving a problem. And in order to solve problems or to enable problem solving, it really is essential that you spark creativity and prioritization. So creativity and innovation is something that either you have, or if you say, "Nah, I'm not the most creative person," what do you need to do, and who do you need to bring together in a room, in a table, on a whiteboard, or online, to get a problem solved? So you're not responsible for solving each and every problem. And I think this is also something that project managers have to realize. You're not responsible to solving all the problems. There are problems that you're responsible to solve, yes, but not all of them. But you are responsible that this problem gets solved. So you need to either delegate or bring people together that a problem gets solved, or maybe you need to escalate to the top management so that they solve a problem. But you need to get it solved. And this is also something that then leads into strategic thinking. And strategic thinking is about the business case that you are here to implement, to solve again, and the business benefits. So your company you're working for, or you're doing the project for, has a need, and they either want to reduce the costs, get more efficient, or increase the revenue. So every company either wants to reduce cost or increase the revenue to be more profitable. And every stakeholder has their own interests to be better, to become better, to grow, and either by reducing costs or by increasing revenue. And the strategic and business thinking that you have as a project manager really allows you to prioritize the activities along the project and to prioritize the decisions that need to be made. So you need to lead the management and the sponsors in a way so that they make and decide exactly what you need in order to implement the project. Now, life happens, and there might be a change in direction. There might be a strategic change in direction in the company. There might be some external factors that change directions, which is okay. That life happens, and project plans are here to change. I never in my life have I created a project plan in the beginning of the project that lasted until the end. It just didn't happen because life happens. So when there is a change in direction, a change in strategy, your key importance and your key role as a project manager is to document this change and to communicate the change and to communicate also the consequences. So if you say you wanted, and let's say old school example, you wanted to have a solution or a technology on site, and you were here to create and get the servers on site, and then suddenly it says now everything goes into the cloud, so no servers but everything cloud. It's fine, you can still run your project, but it has consequences, and these consequences and dependencies have an impact on your project and have a general also impact on the business case. And you really need to not only grasp these dependencies and consequences, document those and communicate them, because some of the stakeholders may still want to have the old solution, the old approach, and say, well, sorry, it's now a new game, and top management has decided. So it's really very, very important that all these conversations, that you document those conversations, that you really get the buy-in from as many stakeholders as possible. You will never get the buy-in from every stakeholder, but also to communicate this. Why was there a change? What is the consequence? What is the dependency? So that is an element that has little to do with meeting minutes, task lists, project plan, work breakdowns, structure, sprints, stories, scrum meetings. So that is not the detailed tactics. And in order to run or implement all these skills and use all these skills, you also see that it is your leadership style that enables a successful project. And your leadership style in that respect, and that is PMI referring to, is collaborative leadership. So collaborative leadership is really not you saying or being in leading via directive, but leading with with integration, integrating the different stakeholders, integrating your teams, moderating conflicts, moderating change. So really being a collaborative leader, which does not mean that everyone will jump with you or everyone will just direct you and you're basically pleasing everyone. Collaborative leadership does not mean saying yes to everyone and pleasing everyone. You as a project leader, you as a project manager, you are the one responsible for the project. So you give the direction, you give the strategies, and you have the responsibility. And still integrating the people, but you are the leader leading this project. And these are the four power skills that PMI created, or not created, but identified in their studies. And I've added a fifth skills, and it's a skill, or I'd say it's a skill. It's resilience. It's about you as the project manager, as the leader, in leading and dealing with all this change and pressure and conflicts. And I myself know that I need to build resilience, or I have built resilience over the course of my career. So really understanding what are my values. So I lead and with respect, and respect, for instance, is something that is extremely important to me. And if someone is disrespectful to me, I really raise my voice, because this is for me something that I do not accept. And sometimes I'm surprised in a situation and I lack the spontaneity to really, jump in, and I find my voice 10 minutes later and said, I should have said such and such. But I still know what is important to me, and I'm getting more, let's say, faster and faster in these situations to raise my voice and keep my boundaries. And this is something that is something, I would say very, very important for every project manager, every project leader, in particularly big and complex, or say complex projects, to be successful and not to burn out. So it's really having your boundaries defined, values defined, and building your core strength and courage to really raise your voice. So these are the 5 power skills. So what could you do in order to develop these power skills and use these power skills within your project? So for instance, when it comes to collaboration, I've already discussed about stakeholder management. And what you could do is really do a stakeholder profiling. So a very, very deep analysis of your stakeholders, of their different needs and pains, and build a network, build relationships with these stakeholders to enable the collaboration, not only you to them, but also between them. So really a collaborative environment in this project. And it's not about everyone agreeing. I mean, that is just not possible that everyone will agree always and that you will always find a solution. And my approach and my philosophy is that it's a give and take. We will not always find a solution. We will not always find a compromise. But if the balance is right, then that is fine. So sometimes one stakeholder is, let's say, it's giving in, and the other time another stakeholder is giving in, as long as the overall balance and the overall business benefits for all of them are good, are in sync. And sometimes there is this famous saying, agreeing to disagree. We agree to disagree. If we don't find a solution and we don't find a compromise, we agree to disagree and move on. Not always easy, but you then don't get stuck in the project. What we've discussed previously in terms of problem solving, what can you do to encourage problem solving, is the mindset and also the courage of failing fast. So sometimes you need to try things out and fail fast and learn fast. But it's also encouraging creativity, and there are creativity techniques that you can use, or where you maybe have within your team or within your company people who are experienced and trained in creativity training that help your team or the group you're working with to identify and create new innovative solutions. And innovation is not always about, let's say, a new technology, a new process, or sometimes innovation can be also in the way you work together, or in the way how you test a new solution. So creativity is something that you need in every aspect of project management. And what I also see is that the more diverse your team is, the more creative your team will be. And diverse is really not in terms of gender, but also in terms of experience, in terms of different departments. So when you have a project that is touching a lot of departments, get all those departments onto one table. And what you will realize is sometimes they have never talked to each other, and they finally find out that they have some things in common, or they have solutions they can share. So bringing those different departments together, bringing people with different experiences together, that is really all the essence to create innovation, create creativity, and solve your problems. In terms of strategic thinking, I think one of the most important elements in business case realization or business benefit realization is understanding not only the strategy or the reason why the company has initiated this project. So what is the initial thought, the initial strategy your project is buying into, but also understanding the benefits and the business cases from your different stakeholders. So why should they join? Or what is their interest? What is the influence they gain or the power they lose? So it's all these aspects that also lead into the strategic thinking that helps you to ensure that the business benefits are realized, but it also helps you to ensure that you lead your project into the right direction. Collaborative leadership, we did, I've talked about communication, and basically it's communication, communication, and communication. You cannot communicate too much. You cannot communicate enough. It's always not enough communication. And it is one of the most critical elements is addressing the different stakeholders according to their information and communication style and information and communication need. So if you have people who love details and you come with high level strategies, they will not buy into the strategies. So if you have people who love the details, give them the details. If you're people who want strategies, give them the strategies. So that's the element where at the beginning, where you did all this stakeholder profiling and stakeholder analysis, you then really know the business case, how they want the problems to be solved, and then how you need to communicate to them. And communication is not about, let's say, the person responsible for change management and marketing, project marketing. You are the face of the project. So every communication, every email, every meeting you do, every interaction you have with the stakeholders is you communicating or you not communicating. And by not saying something or writing something, you're also communicating. You cannot not communicate. That's what Paul Watzlawick famously said. And I truly believe that this is very true. So your communication style is absolutely essential for the collaborative leadership. And finally, it's you probably being squeezed and experiencing all the pressure from the different stakeholders and timeline and budget restriction and whatnot. You need to take care of yourself. So it's building the resilience and understanding how you gain your energy, how you recover, where you get help, where is your support system, who is supporting you, not only in terms of the content and the structures or strategies or decisions, but who is emotionally supporting you. Where can you actually just rant and say, I've had enough. To whom can you just say, I've had enough? And this is your support system that is absolutely crucial. And also your support system that encourages you to share your successes, to be courageous, to step up and to raise your voice. That is absolutely important. Yeah, and these 5 power skills, I think, are really the skills for advanced project management. And advanced project management, yes, is necessary for complex projects, in my opinion. And complex can be a small project with difficult stakeholders, but it can also be a global turnaround management, or a carve out, or a restructuring, or something that completely new technology is implemented and you have a lot of resistance. So complex, difficult, that's where you as a project leader really, I think, benefit from these skills. And as I stated in the beginning, I think that women, in particular when it comes to project politics or communication, getting understood, getting seen, getting respected, face different challenges than men. And I've certainly been underestimated in most of the times and most of my projects. I still get underestimated in the beginning of a project, but that does not last long. And the situations where I'm underestimated get less and less. And I've learned to, let's say, use this as a strategic adventure if people underestimate me, because then I have time as a strategic advantage to build the relationships fast, to integrate into the project, and then by the time they realize they have misjudged the situation, or they realize they have underestimated me, it's too late for them. So, but that is quite some experience and learning and crying all along the way the last 23 years. My vision with Passion for Projects Academy is to create this safe space for women to ask any question, to rant, to cry, to scream, to celebrate their successes. It's really a safe space to learn and to grow. For themselves, yes, and for making their projects even more successful. So I believe, and I fundamentally believe, that if you like projects, if you love being a project manager, the more successful you are, the more successful your projects are, the better your career will be, because that is the proof of your excellence. Obviously, I want to create a business that scales. That is my personal interest in developing Passion for Projects Academy. And I also dream of having long-term relationships with clients and with customers. So I have women joining, and I have already corporates who said, Ines, can you do something similar for us? So I'm super excited about this. And the tagline of this is for every one of us having less stress but more project success. So what is the content of, or the setup? It's, as I said, it's a safe space. We will have weekly coaching calls, group coaching calls, where you can ask questions, and where I will be coaching you through the project, and where you will also be able to conduct role plays. And that's sometimes in the beginning a bit scary, because I need to get myself into the situation, and it's maybe I'm embarrassing myself. But that's why I want to build this safe space, this safe community, where you can be vulnerable, and where you are allowed to make mistakes, and train or try out the different situations, the pressure situations, the conflicts you're dealing with. So other women will be, let's say, the difficult stakeholder, and you really build your expertise in these critical communications, in these critical situations. And you will also learn from all the other questions, because probably you have not thought of all the other questions, and you have never experienced other situations what other women had in their project. So it's learning from each other. I'm designing this concept with me as a project manager and my daily schedule or weekly schedule in mind. So I know project management sometimes can be very stressful, and squeezing in something personal to develop is just difficult. So I'm really building this and scaling this academy that it fits a busy schedule. I know your role, I know your challenges, and with this in mind, I'm building this academy and this coaching approach. I have an incredible network. I have really cool experts in my network, and I'm inviting them for monthly deep dives. So, this project for Passion for Project Academy is starting up. I have my concept, I have my ideas, I have the structure. I've never done it before. So this is why this is a founding member launch. I'm looking for women to join, ideally around 20 women who will be the first ones experiencing the academy, the coaching, the weekly coaching calls. That's why I think the monthly price of 49 euros plus tax, or the annual price of 499 euros plus tax, is very attractive. And it is attractive because I've never done it before. There will be hiccups. And, maybe I have some concepts and ideas in mind, or content in mind, where you say, Ines, that doesn't make sense. We rather would want to have this topic, and more on communication, or more on conflict, or whatever. So you are the one who really can give me feedback and say, I need this, I need that, I need whatever, and I'm here to create and develop and support you in your journey to becoming the most exciting and amazing project leader. Yeah, that's where I'm talking about. The previous slide was the content related to the 5 power skills, but I think that was clear. So it is a founding member launch. It is an attractive price, and I'm opening the doors until the 14th of June. It's Friday. I know here in my background it still says 13th of June. It will be 14th. I haven't updated this yet. If you are intrigued to join and say, yeah, I want to try this out, send me an email, ines.caps@caps.consulting, and I will send you the details, the payment link, the invitation to the kickoff party, and then the coaching starts starting from 4th of July. I hope this was valuable to you. I'm really excited to start this journey. And if you have any more questions, ideas, or topics where you say, could you do a webinar on X, Y, and Z? Write this in the comments, or email me, DM me, and I will see you maybe in one of the next webinars. Take care.